Did you know that you're literally wired to make reckless, emotional decisions? Like, your brain is kind of chemically designed that way in its anatomy, in a sense. Now, by the end of this video, I'm going to help you understand how you can break out of that and you can actually start to make logical decisions that are for the betterment of your life. So understand this, right? The way that the brain works and the way that we process external events and situations, is there's an initial stimulus. So let's say, for example, I don't know, your car breaks down, or let's say, for example, I don't know, you get a bad grade, or I don't know, some kind of challenge that you experience in your life, or some kind of, maybe someone just bumps into you or looks at you the wrong way or tells you to suck your mum or something, right? What happens is, in that moment, signals travel through your body from your senses, electrical signals. So whether that's sight, whether that's touch, whether that's what you're hearing, etc., they get inputted into your body, and then they just, like, through your senses, and then they travel to the brain. Now, the way that they enter the brain is they enter it via the spinal cord, right? The destination that we want it to get to so that we can make logical decisions is the frontal lobe. Now, in the frontal lobe, this is where we can decide what we're going to do. That sounds all amazing. We get these, I don't know, we see something, we hear something, we feel something, and we get that signal sent to the logical part of our brain to be able to make a decision. That sounds amazing, but it doesn't. Because what happens is, on the way to the frontal lobe, these electrical, I don't know why I bugged out there, these electrical signals, they pass through the limbic system. And the limbic system is the part of the brain that processes emotion. So before you even get to make a logical decision, emotions actually come attached to it like baggage. Here's the thing. You don't have to respond based on your emotions, but the lack of understanding this concept is part of why people respond to things so emotionally, and they're not able to control themselves, right? They're not able to think things through because they're not able to make a distinction between their emotions and their logic. So what you need to be able to do is recognize, okay, you know what? It's totally normal for me to feel emotional, but if I'm feeling emotional and my decision is based on the emotion, it may not be what's best for me. In fact, let me ask myself, is this thought process logical? And sometimes you may not be at the level yet to ask yourself that and get a proper answer. But over time, you can build it up. But maybe consult in someone else. Maybe if you find that you're making a lot of emotional decisions, start to have someone that you trust, that has good opinions, that has good perspective, that thinks things through, and that is going to keep it, and who is going to keep it real with you. And have them reflect and think, hold on, the decision that you're about to make, is that actually an emotional-based decision, or is it a logical decision? You want to focus more so on making logical decisions, because, again, your emotions can lead you astray. A lot of times, your emotions, let's say you're acting in anger, let's say you're acting in jealousy, let's say you're acting in whatever, right? Like all these different emotions, bitterness. You're generally speaking not going to make the best decision. So instead, feel the feeling, and before you make a decision, take yourself out of the feeling and ask yourself if it makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense, sometimes what's going to happen, someone might ask you, okay, so what's your thought process behind the decision? Like, why do you want to do that? And you'll say, oh, I just feel like it, and it just makes sense, or because I'm angry, because they did this, or because I'm sad, or like whatever it is, right? Sometimes you can fuck your whole life up, or a big portion of it in a big way, simply based on making emotional decisions. So you got to be careful with that. You got to be able to look without bias at the decisions that you're making and see, hold on, is this logical or is it emotional? Damn, actually it doesn't make sense logically. I feel this emotion, but it doesn't make sense. That's fine. Feel the emotion if you want to feel the emotion, or if you're holding on to the emotion. But don't make a bad decision because of that, because you could mess things up, right? You can mess up a good thing, you can create bad things, you can do all sorts of things, you can self-sabotage yourself, There's all of these different things that you could do if you're not in control of your emotions. So be careful with it and understand the difference, right? Again, take it in. Limbic system, then frontal lobe. I learned that from Emotional Intelligence 2.0. I was reading it this morning. I actually oftentimes don't tend to read, but I wanted to today. I was chatting to my boy Nathan yesterday, and he was talking about how he reads and all that kind of stuff, and I was like, yeah, hop on the wave. So here we are. I hopped on today. I'm probably gonna go for it again tomorrow. I'm gonna see what the vibe is. But yeah, anyways, that's the lesson. Emotional Intelligence 2.0. Highly recommend the book, by the way. I haven't actually read the whole thing, but I'm glad that I've hopped on it. I think, will I finish the whole thing? Time will tell, because there is another book that, the only reason I read that book, it was just because I wanted to read a book and I didn't have the other book that I really want to read. I didn't have that there, but I want to read a book about cognitive biases. So that one is on my list next. And I just finished Man's Search for Meaning, so I'm now ready to start my next book. So I'm kind of deciding what the next book is going to be. Maybe I'll do multiple at the same time. But with that being said, anyways, you guys have an amazing day. I'm going to put, for this video, I'm just going to put a recommended video. This video that you're seeing on the screen here, YouTube said, yo, see the person watching this video, they need to watch this video. So make sure you listen, because that's YouTube telling you. That's not even me. That's YouTube saying you need to watch this shit. So go ahead and watch it, and I will catch you in the next video. I appreciate you for watching. Big love.